வணக்கம் நேயர்களே, welcome back to another episode on Vadapoche Tamil Podcast. We are now available on most streaming platforms, which is Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or எந்த பாட்காஸ்ட் பிளாட்ஃபார்மில் நீங்கள் கேட்குறதா இருந்தாலும் நீங்கள் அதை கேட்டுக்கலாம்.
நம்மள சோஷியல் மீடியாவில் நீங்கள் ஃபைண்ட் பண்ணலாம் at Vadapoche Tamil Podcast, Instagram and TikTok. Leave us a comment, message அனுப்புங்க, ஏதாவது ஃபீட்பேக் இருந்தாலும் சொல்லுங்கள். We'll definitely reply to you guys. So please reach out to us and let's have a conversation going. Enjoy the show. Like I said, I found it disheartening because all these things are happening intrinsically, right? People don't give a shit about that. They only take whatever you are at face value.
Surface level,
And the reason why before I could say big friendly giant, right, is because I went through that before also. And I went through the extreme of that. I said, oh, you're so funny, they were attractive. They will associate with that.
Yeah.
And last time it was just, oh, big cuddly teddy bear, I want to be your friend. Yeah, that's just the common thing. And the, you know what's the sucky part? Young age, like when a girl calls you, oh, a big friendly teddy bear, you take it as yes, the girl might like me. Because little do you know that she doesn't give a shit about you. She'll come to you for jokes and go to the other guy.
Yeah, correct.
I mean, I learned that at a very early age. But anyways, carry on.
No, it's true.
I know.
Because people look at it as, funny enough, I don't know why people, it's just templates. The reason why I go back to the word templates is because you see, நான் அனுபவிச்ச இது and நீ அனுபவிச்ச இது is exactly the same, like word for word.
அழுவுறேன்டா அதுக்கு.
Like word for word. So, and நம்ம வந்து we are just molded to think a certain way, you see. அதான் that's the point.
The way you look at, காதல், masculinity, ஆம்பளை நான் இப்படிலாம் இருக்கேன், that it sucks. It sucks.
I think நம்ம வந்து ஒரு few episodes ago, I don't know how long ago, but I remember talking about it. Everything comes down to fertility.
Yeah.
We talked about it, right?
I think we did.
What is
what makes a man or woman more attractive?
Yeah. To perceive to be more fertile.
Yeah. And I think, right, if we scope down all the way, right, we go back to like the bare bones, apparently higher body fat does make you less fertile.
Yeah.
It's true.
So perhaps that could be one of the reasons. Yeah. Now that I'm thinking, now that நான் பேசும்போது I realize, okay, wait, is it because of fertility or what? We don't realize all these things, It's like,
because it's everything is surface level. நம்ம எல்லாம் பேசுறப்ப
and நோண்டி பார்க்கும்போது தான் you realize the causes of the thing.
But have you all treated other people differently just because they look different?
What do you mean by look different?
Yeah, I have.
What do you mean by look different?
Maybe clothing sense la பார்த்தா உங்க maybe it's not up to the local or the standard of what you perceive to be normal. Or maybe they don't look as
No. I admit I have one friend. I didn't treat him differently, but I rabak disturb him. I have a friend who had elephant pants to eat biryani with us. அன்னைக்கு நான் முடிவு பண்ணேன்.
Hey, I got the confidence to pull it off. And it didn't bother me. I like,
நம்ம மட்டும் சிரிக்கல தெரியுமா, வெயிட்டர் கூட சிரிச்சிட்டு இருந்தாரு.
Fuck what other people think, man. I just want to.
அன்னைக்கு தான் எனக்கு தோணுச்சு, டேய் நீ வேற லெவல்.
For me, wait, is that your serious answer?
No, serious answer no lah. Serious answer, because to me how I treat people is how you treat me lah. You treat me like shit, I'll treat you like shit. You treat me like a friendly giant, I will treat you like a friendly giant. Well, I mean, yeah, it's like நான் கண்ணாடி மாதிரி இல்ல.
எனக்கு வந்து I will have temptations to treat the temptations or like instinct to treat the person differently. But ஏன்னு தெரியல, I have ஒரு பிறந்ததுல like I have this high, maybe when God made me, right, he put a lot of like compassion and empathy னு போட்டிருக்காங்க. So after that I will make an effort to understand why is he like that, or why is he dressed in a certain way. So end product வந்து I don't treat him differently lah.
Maybe one more thing, like I generally also like I tend to go over with how I treat people. So
Over?
I'm sometimes too nice.
Oh, too nice.
Yeah.
I can be too nice also.
Yeah. I think we
I
all...
used to be too nice.
Yeah.
Same. Maybe to answer your question, I didn't answer it. So, it depends. Pudu alaranda, I think you start on a more serious note if you dress better to me. Because I have less material to make fun of you of. I think that's solely the reason. Poga, I'll find a reason to make fun of you.
And I want to add one point here, right? நம்ம வந்து make fun, disturbs and the fat jokes அதெல்லாம் சொல்லிட்டு இருக்கோம். இது வந்து is in context where we understand each other's
banter.
It's banter.
It's banter.
Yeah, we will not go to a random stranger and like, hey, நீ ரொம்ப அசிங்கமா இருக்க. We don't do that. I think that's rude.
I honestly firmly believe that okay, if let's say 3 பேர் இருக்கோம், we put 3 other people in front. ஒரு ஆள் I might find ugly, you might not find ugly.
Yeah.
ஒரு ஆள் you might find ugly, I might not find ugly. So it's honestly subjective. So ஒரு ஆள் I won't go and say ugly. I'll say not my type.
Yeah.
So I don't believe in the term ugly per se.
But
to answer the question, I would say உங்களுக்கு தெரியலனா you probably start on a more serious note with me. ஆனா தெரிஞ்சி then you dress better is I will either learn from you or I will make fun of that.
That sounds pretty much like you.
elephant pen.
I will probably do both.
Fun fact, I don't have any fun plans because one thing they tear very easily.
Oh,
so you have to you just wear them normally. They happen to just
as in like நீ உட்காரப்ப or worn out and then the seam will start separating.
It's cheap, right? Those
Very cheap.
elements.
$5-6.
But it's comfortable.
It's very comfortable. It's freaking comfortable. Yeah.
So careers wise,
Yes.
do you think it's easier to get promotions? Okay, let's just talk about it layman terms. A good looking guy and a good looking girl. Who gets better treatment at work?
Good looking girl, I presume.
I say as long as you're good looking. Skill, don't get me wrong, skills plays a huge part as well. But I think in general terms, as long as you're good looking, regardless whether you're a guy or girl, you climb up the ladder faster.
I think it depends on who's in management. Okay, I think it can go both ways. Okay, ஒரு good looking girl, I'm going to talk, okay, this is going to sound ரொம்ப ஒரு என்ன term யூஸ் பண்ணலாம்?
Superficial. Shallow.
Superficial, crude, objectifying அந்த மாதிரியே பேசிக்கலாம். Okay, this is not my views. This is not my views about good looking people. I think this is society's views on good looking people. Exposure lah. So correct me if I'm wrong. I think guy இருந்தாலும் girl இருந்தாலும் it can go both ways. So let's talk about girls. I think girls பார்த்தா ரொம்ப good looking இருந்தா you can get preferential treatment. Like உங்களை okay நீ ரொம்ப அழகா இருக்கேன்னு people might like just treat you better, give you promotions and do you more favors அந்த மாதிரி. But at the same time ரொம்ப அழகா இருக்கேன்னு they can also not take you seriously. They can take you as like eye candy and no matter what you do you're just a pretty girl. வேலையை பற்றி கவனம் கொடுக்க மாட்டாங்க. and ஒரு அழகான கேர்ளோட பெர்ஸ்பெக்டிவ்ல இருந்து I'm just trying to imagine, I don't know, but நீ இவ்வளவு கஷ்டப்பட்டு வேலையை செய்கிற and people don't notice you for your work, they notice you for your looks only, you should be disheartening because you're putting your heart and soul and your time and effort into that. So I perceive that can be ஒரு downside. ஒரு guy இருந்தா, this is from my observations, if let's say your manager's a guy, if you're a good looking guy and your stature is bigger than your supervisors, you can be perceived as a threat.
You'll be perceived as a threat. Yes.
You'll be perceived as a threat because guys they want to be the alphas, the leaders in அவங்களோட circle. So if you are already the king, quote unquote king there, and somebody's coming there who looks possibly like gonna knock you out, you'll somewhat dampen that person. Either that or you respect the person's drive and you take them under your wing because you want to be associated with them. So you can go both ways for both people. But guys I don't think the thing will come where I think guys are just not wired to think that if he is being objectified is as bad as a woman being objectified. To some extent guys got the ego boost னு சொல்லலாம்.
Correct.
Based on what I've seen lah. Like I don't mind, like for myself I don't mind initially people, I wouldn't say objectifying, but for if let's say I interact with a person 10 times, maybe the first 2 times I can entertain physical content. If every interaction after that becomes about physical content, I get very annoyed. Because then I feel like, okay, wait, I'm not just a gym guy. I'm like, there's actually a person here. Because I have interactions with people, right? Every time they see, oh, you gym like every time it's like, I'm thinking, I say, ஒரு மனுஷன் இருக்கான்.
கை கொடு கோபிநாத், எனக்கு அதே இதுதான், ஆனா எனக்கு வேற
கோபிநாத் அது வந்து அவர் வந்து ஏதோ ஒரு ஷோல பண்ணுவார்ல.
இல்ல இஸ் வசுராஜா. I was just watching the movie. So. No, it is true. It gets annoying after a certain time when someone associates you with just that one thing. Maybe நீங்க அந்த ஒரு இதுல வந்து நீங்க நல்லா செஞ்சிருக்கலாம், இல்ல அந்த ஒரு தப்பை வந்து ஒரு வாட்டி செஞ்சிருக்கலாம். But you can't be associating that person with that one single. You can't be tying down that person with that one single thing. I think that's ridiculous.
So I guess we all agree that is most likely preferential treatment. Most likely பார்க்க நல்லா இருந்தால் preferential treatment கிடைக்கும் most likely, but அது வந்து ஒரு உறுதியான ஒரு இது இல்லை. அது
there's still
can go both ways.
There's still some subjectiveness to it, but it can go both ways, like you say.
It's not a neutral thing lah.
So the last point நம்ம வந்து friends பற்றி பேசியாச்சு,
career பற்றி பேசியாச்சு. Yes,
காதல். Does looks play a part?
I think in the segment this is where looks play the most part in the initial stages of of courting/dating. Tissue வேணுமா?
டேய் ஏக்கோண்டா.
Yeah, very cold today.
நான் இது கழுவுல ஏக்கோன்
சொல்றா.
இவன் தானே சொல்லிக்கிட்டு இருந்தான்.
No, I just made an initial point lah. You can feel free to add on.
Okay, I agree. So recently, like I'll share a bit of my experience, right? I was on dating apps and all that, and I realized like actually look, like I was scrolling through and then it got me thinking where you have to look a certain way in order for that person to swipe you.
Yeah.
I've come to a realization that nobody's giving a shit about your bio and all that. Fuck that, no. I'm sorry. இங்க வந்து யாராச்சும் வந்து நான் பயோ படிச்சுட்டு தான் அவங்களுக்கு ஸ்வைப் பண்ணேன், செருப்பால அடிப்பேன் சத்தியமா. எவனும் அதை பண்றது இல்ல.
I have only to
புரியுதா? So அது எனக்கு புரிஞ்சுட்டு, no, but to me like it seems very superficial with the idea that you look at a person, you look, oh இவங்க அழகா இருக்காங்க, then you go down and you swipe. It's
go
like
down.
Huh?
I think so. So man.
Yeah, so to me it's like there's a sense of fakeness to it. Like I don't know.
I don't think it's
fakeness,
fake.
man,
I
it's
do
not
not
fake
feel
lah.
it's not.
That's as real as it gets.
Yeah, you have to look presentable because it's going to be the face that you wake up to every day. So no, seriously. So மற்றவங்களும் சொல்லலாம் like they don't care about looks, but people do care about looks. It's the first thing that they care about.
We are wired.
Wired to care about looks.
Sorry, I'm like stupid thoughts.
I can guess.
Pillow. What pillow? மூச்சு பிடிக்கல.
Sadistic doctor.
Sadist.
No, but yeah, so I've come to a conclusion that actually looks play a huge part when it comes to other.
200% டேய்.
Unfortunately.
இவன் ஷெர்லாக் ஹோம்ஸ் சொல்றான். 2024 ஆண்டுகள்ல முதல் தர ஒரு மனுஷன் இதை கண்டுபிடிச்சிருக்கான்.
Hey, a brick friendly giant has found the truth. No, but what about you? Number the 200% number agreement. What about Do you agree?
He agreed lah.
I agree at the
Basically,
start.
implied
already.
and agreed.
It's a sad truth, but it's just number. Paditha vidham, நம்ம
I don't think
paditha
it's sad
vidham.
lah. I think it's part of everything.
Yeah lah. But I mean,
Sorry, I find it sad because I think there is more to look. There's more to a person than just looks. It is true. But then you also have a valid point. You want to wake up next to this person.
Every day, yes.
I think it's sad because society la வந்து beauty standards இருக்கு, unfortunately, and set by media blah 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 பாத்துறேன், culturally வேறுபாடு இருக்கு. But I think it's sad because அந்த ஒரு ஆளு இந்த சொசைட்டியோட ஸ்டாண்டர்ட்ஸை மீட் பண்ணலன்னா it's gonna take their pool to find a partner is going to be much less compared to people who and the society standards are considered good looking. So அந்த விதத்துல நான் sadness சொல்றேன். I think biologically I'm wired one way, but the sadness from my perspective is due to the fact that there are standards.
The standards set by unrealistic standards set by certain people.
Yes.
Yeah.
So அது standards வந்து எல்லாரும் ஃபாலோ பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காங்க.
Yeah.
In this modern day and age. That's his point. What I'm trying to say is that looksல பாத்தீங்கன்னா it doesn't need like doesn't have to be the extreme of like in இவங்க வந்து இந்த மெஷர்மென்ட் இருந்தா தான் then you look attractive.
That's extreme.
Body proportion. The measurement இருந்தா they'll look very attractive. What I'm saying is that the person is so very pleasant to look at. You look at the person, you feel happy. I was referring in that kind of
No,
angle,
we get it.
Yeah.
But I think right, it's harder for a person under a society or the standards if they're okay. If let's say the society standards, a person is below the standard and person A is below standard, person B is at the standard. They both have plus 5 points for personality. Both have. Person B will be here, person A will be here still. I think that's the sad part.
So people
So for
go
person
person
A
B
to reach like 80 marks, they need to do so much more.
Yeah.
So I think that's the sadness.
The thing is, right, I think there's a lot more there.
But it's subjective.
Subjective.
There's a lot more to it. Like, I think it should be what both brings to the table rather than just looks. I think that is the part where a lot of people...
Oh yeah, that's 100%. Well, you can't purely go for looks. Looks
Yeah.
because...
It gets boring after all the looks.
Yeah. And no, not only boring. Like, after a certain age, looks...
No, it matters, but...
At the start.
Okay, I've met people right now, ஆரம்பத்தில் I consider them very good looking, but அவங்க சில character traits I did not find them attractive at all after that. Like I found them actually quite repulsive because of certain behavior traits that they show, like வெளிய போனா the way they treat waiters, and those things, and the way they look down upon people who might be less fortunate. I've seen in the if you look at the street, you'll look at him like, wow, very beautiful. பேசி அவங்களோட கொஞ்சம்
You realize actually...
I do not find like the image I have of those people now is completely different. So looks can give you a good start, I would say, but ultimately comes down to you.
Yeah. How you carry yourself, I suppose.
It's and my one thing I want to add is right. I sincerely believe in this. உங்களுக்கு வந்து வாழ்க்கையில் அது ஆக்சுவலி லைக் ப்ளஸ்ஸாக ஒரு ஆஸ்பெக்டில் ஒரு ப்ளஸ்ஸாக இருந்தால் இன்னொரு ஆஸ்பெக்டில் வந்து உனக்கு மைனஸாக இருக்கும்.
எனக்கு சைஸ் ப்ளஸ்
சம்திங் லைக் தட். பட் பர்சனாலிட்டி ப்ளஸ்லாம் சம்திங் லைக் தட்.
எனக்கு சைஸ் ப்ளஸ் பர்சனாலிட்டி.
Or like maybe ஒருத்தனுக்கு கான்ஃபிடன்ஸ் வந்து ஸ்கையாக இருக்கும், பட் தென் ability wise it can be anything. Maybe it's not as athletic, or maybe it's not
something.
It just works like that for everyone. Everyone has a strong point, everyone has like their weak points.
There's a balance.
Everything is in equilibrium. Like I sincerely believe this.
There's no such thing as perfection in my opinion.
Correct.
Same.
There's no perfection.
I've had this conversation at home a lot of times.
There's no perfection.
I don't believe in... Okay, I believe that number one, they strive to be perfect, but we should never attain it. I don't think we can. I won't say can. I think we should never attain it. If we do feel like we attained it, we stop working.
Yeah.
Because that's when
There's
it
no
makes
perfection.
us less of a human and more of like a god. We think in my opinion, right?
Even philosophical about
Hey,
God.
In my opinion, right? அப்பதான் உனக்கு வந்து like அந்த ஆணவம் அந்த எல்லாமே தலைக்கு மேல ஏறும். The moment you think you're perfect.
Yeah, I get
In my opinion.
arrogance.
Arrogance.
திமிரு.
Yes.
There's a
I'll
Vishal
call
movie,
it
right?
satanic
நல்ல படம்.
actually.
Right.
ஏல இசுக்கு. Yeah.
I'll call it satanic actually. The arrogance.
Satanic.
நான் philosophy-க்குள்ள போயிட்டேன். இவன் வேற எங்கேயோ போயிட்டான்.
No, you want to get philosophy.
Why satanic lah?
No, that's something I attribute it to, like pure arrogance, because of just who you are born, or you have your maybe your certain race or certain.
But if you look at the rules of so the Satanic Temple, and Satanists, there's an association that Satanists pray to Lucifer. They don't actually.
The modern
There's
Satanists, they don't know.
Yeah. So there's a group, like a small subgroup that they are not actually very mainstream. Satanists they are not the ones who actually pray to Lucifer, Satan, all that. They are meant to be anti-establishment, which means that they are actually call themselves Satanists, but they don't pray to anyone associated with hell. They just society சொல்லுது நீங்க இந்த மாதிரி தான் இருக்கணும்னு, but they want to do this.
Yeah.
So that's why they call themselves Satanists, because technically society இந்த மாதிரி பண்றவங்க will never associate them with being Satanists. And one of the I've actually read about, I watched a vlog recently. One of the rules was actually one of the rules or one of the unwritten codes that அவங்களோட குரூப்ல இருந்தது was have pride but not arrogance. So the idea is to be confident about yourself but not at the cost of others. So that was the thing that I like. If you say stereotypically that ஒரு group is associated like arrogance, like it's a sin lah technically. Arrogance, I think that's called pride, right? The extreme,
pride, the extreme
one of the seven sins lah. Yeah.
And nearly we are not promoting Satanism or Satanists. This is just what you are.
I watched in a video lah, YouTube video.
Yeah.
நான் லஞ்ச் டைமில் இதை தான் பார்த்துட்டு இருப்பேன். இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு today I watched about the Concorde plane.
Yeah, I watched about Singapore Airlines and Concorde plane.
Oh, you are one of the first airlines to own it.
Yeah.
You know.
It was quite interesting.
But it's too noisy lah. That's why they had to scrap it.
No, they didn't scrap it because of that. They scrapped it because of the stupid DC-10 plane.
Yeah.
So the DC-10 plane, it took off just before one of the last Concorde flights, and there was debris from the DC-10 plane. The DC-10 plane, when you watch Aggress Investigation, you realize half the stupid planes from the crashes are from the DC-10.
And another is a 787 recently.
Yeah. So the debris from there went into the jet engine. The Concorde is actually very safe.
Yeah.
One of the things about the Concorde that it breaks the sound barriers. Yeah. When it flies, correct. Which not a lot of planes do. And it soars at 45,000-50,000 feet, which is most planes now
like
are
a spy plane actually, right?
Yeah. Now the planes are 38,000 commercial aviation, and that one goes to 1.8 to 2 Mach. So it breaks the sound barrier. Inside, I watched the vlog inside the plane at those times, those British Airways ones. It's not noisy in the plane. வெளியே தான் ரொம்ப கூட்டமா இருக்கும், because the plane is supersonic.
Yeah.
But it's actually very safe. It's not to do. But the problem was the economics. Fuel.
Yeah, fuel.
Fuel was a huge cost for this airline. That's why they couldn't continue with. If I'm not wrong, there are only 20 or 30 Concords
ever made. Yeah.
But that's the same problem that they had with the 787, which is why 787 stopped production, and only 787 Delta Air. So Boeing.
Yeah.
Delta Air was carrying it. It's still, I think it's still in the fleet now, but it will probably stop soon. A380 also stopped production already. Yeah. And it's in the fleet for most airlines. Because of the 4 engines. Yeah, 4 engines. Yeah. Because what the airlines know is that ரெண்டு என்ஜின்லயும் planes பறக்க முடியுது. If you take out one engine also, the plane can still fly. So why do they want to waste the fuel on the 4 engines?
Correct.
So that's the reason why they are looking. But A380 is a damn nice plane.
I just saw one yesterday because I was in reserve.
You were in it, right? We took A380 to Scotland.
We were, did we?
Yeah,
we did to Dubai.
Yeah, we did.
Sure, guys. நம்ம வந்து coming back to
the point.
Okay, bye.
Topic.
Bye. We'll talk about aviation soon, I guess.
Aviation next topic.
So does Luke play a huge part in the 3 aspects that we talk about? I think the answer is yes.
In plain truth.
Yes.
He's not just a body. He's actually more than a body. So. He's a big friendly child.
I think I am. But yeah, thank you, bye bye.